Hey everybody, this is Mistakes Were Made, and as you can see, we are in a little bit of a different environment. I was doing a little bit of a wander through our yard, came back to this way back area. If you watched our kind of yard tour, this is back where all the blackberries end up being. They're all behind me. And this is kind of our mess of a middle garden. You can see where we have put cardboard down to try and suppress some of the weeds. We haven't been super diligent about it, so it's not pretty, to say the least. We'll probably do some more work on that later in the year, as things start to die off and everything like that. But anyway, the reason why I decided to come out here and stand under this tree was I'd had quite a bit on my mind and got caught in a little bit of a downpour. so it's a little cold and wet right now, but I did want to give you guys some updates on just some random things that have come to light this week. So on the positive end, I did mention this already in one of our other videos. We are going to be working through November, which is great because that is setting us up for some excellent debt reduction opportunities. We also found out a couple days ago that while locally about 1,300 employees at Mr. M's work are going to be laid off, he and his team do not appear to be any of within that group. So again, that's something that's kind of been brewing in the background, and I made a quick mention of it a little while back. We just haven't had any more information up until this point, so we've just kind of been hanging tight to see where things land, and the good news seems to be that his job is safe. Thank goodness, because the last thing we need is any more job stress. That's about it for the good news. Unfortunately, today I received multiple notifications, calls, etc. from people in my company who advised that they received a certified letter today from the company. I have not received one, so I'm expecting I'll see it tomorrow. And by the way, if you're hearing weird noises, I am in the backyard, so we are by a fairly major thoroughfare, so there's that, there's the birds, and of course neighbor noises. So I apologize if it makes it a little hard to hear. The certified letter basically advised that the company will no longer be providing health and welfare benefits as at the end of the year, post 12/31/2024. So I don't know that this necessarily means that it's the end of the road for us and we're not going to go into 2025. I suppose that's possible, but to me it more kind of leans towards they are expecting some people to be working in the new year, but they're just not going to be providing health benefits for that. So obviously that's not great news. People are going to have to make some really tough decisions. Is the lack of health care coverage going to impact their interest in remaining employed? Will they be able to transition and be added to their spouse's policy? I guess the letter mentions going to the healthcare marketplace on healthcare.gov to see what options are available to retain healthcare. So, that is an option. Of course, people could decide to just stay uninsured. Maybe not the best choice, but if the thought is, well, it'll last while I have this current job and then I'll be looking for a new one who would presumably be giving me health care, then I don't know how difficult or how much of a pain it would be to cancel, a marketplace plan so that you can join your work plan if it happens to be better. I would think getting a new job would count as a life event, so maybe, I don't know. The other question is if we are working in 2025 and we get on, one of these marketplace plans, and, a month, 2 months, 3 months, whatever it ends up being down the road, you lose your job, will you have an opportunity to reassess and potentially change your plan? Because for at least the very rudimentary reviews and research that I've done, they base costs or base eligibility for different plans on your income. So obviously at the beginning of the year, your income's going to be much higher than once you've been let go, and at most you're going to have unemployment. So a lot to consider. I have no idea how many of the people that are still employed, if we are eligible and able to go into 25, will forego that opportunity because of the healthcare thing. For me, at least at this point, I don't find it a deal breaker. The pay that I am receiving is just too much more than the job opportunities I'm currently seeing out there that I'm qualified for, and that I feel I have a shot for, though I haven't had a whole lot of luck for things that I have already applied to. I don't see it being wise to give up that income, even with the knowledge that it's not going to come with health care. I have spoken briefly with Mr. M. There may be an opportunity for me to be added to his policy, but he really needs to look into that more deeply, because he's not 100% sure what the limitations are for domestic partnership and things like that, because we aren't officially domestic partners. We haven't gone to the court or whoever you go to establish that. And of course, we're not married yet either. We're just engaged. So lots of things for us to figure out. It's starting to rain a little bit again. I will say, a little bit of a tangent. I absolutely love it. I love the rain. I do not, very luckily, do not suffer from seasonal, depression or anything like that. I love those gray, rainy days, which is good because I live in Oregon, and we've got a lot of them once we start to get into October and November, all the way into early April. So having the rain come is not something that makes me sad. I do love the sunshine too, but I just love everything about Oregon. So anyway, I did want to share, those little tidbits. We've got, on the one hand, we've got good news, jobs continuing, Mr. M's job is continuing. On the other side is the healthcare news, and I don't know, it feels like that kind of balances the two out. So anyway, let me know your thoughts. If you have any feedback, questions, things like that, please, as always, note those down below, and we'll hopefully see you in the next one. Bye-bye.